Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. We are going to jump into today's content shortly, but first I got to give you some info. First, you got to share this out. You caught me. I'm trying to share it out to my timeline because it just goes so fast and it's so much fun. For those who are regulars, welcome. Join in. Say hello in the comments. Even if you're new, say hello in the comments too. But I want all the regulars to welcome all of the newbies, especially those who are going to be watching this replay because it's going to be important to see you guys. So I am just making sure that we're up live on the page, which is great. I tagged our guest, and then I'm also going to share it out via my phone to my personal profile. Come join the party. So there you go. And if you had a team, they would be able to do this for you, and then you'd have it seamless, right? But here we are. We got Paula, we got Erica jumping in. Awesome. You guys are great. Say hello. Say where you guys are tuning in from. If you're new, please be sure to say hello because it is important for you to stand out. Yes, hello, hello. Yes to tech. We love yes to tech, right, you guys? And we are going to have our special guest, ding, 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 here shortly. That's going to help us with our About page. So I'm so excited. But before we jump into that, just to give everyone a quick background while you guys talk in the comments, the important part when you come to this show, whether you're watching it for 20 seconds or the entire hour, most of the time we go for an hour, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The most important thing is not to listen to me, is not to take notes. I mean, those are all great and everything, but the most important part is for you to comment. Not because it helps this post, but because it helps you. That's right, you. When you comment, you are putting yourself out there. You're getting seen, right? That's what we do here. That's why you guys come to me, why you come to Ed, is because I help you show up, deliver, and engage. And part of that is having you show up in the comments there and dropping a comment, even if it's to say hello or that you're catching the replay or that you loved this show or you love to be a guest, any of that. Speaking of guests, before we jump in today's content, just so you guys know, welcome Jess, hello, hello. I didn't even think, yep, exactly. See, you already got me tongue-tied. Just so you guys know, because we'll have new people on here because we have a guest today, so then this video gets shared out. Hint, hint, don't forget to share, tag a friend. But the option for you to become a guest is free. That's right. You can become a guest if you want. After this, you can head over to my website. You can either go to edtalktv.com if that's easy to remember, or edtroxel.com. Whatever works, it will still get you to the right place, and then you can fill out to be a guest. If you just go to edtalktv.com later, not now, that will have a direct link for you. Now, I also have to tell you guys just how awesome you are because, I mean, let's face it, who doesn't want to be told that all the time, right? You guys are awesome. You have been totally supportive and so amazing with the new Hey Ed membership. If you don't know what that is, here is a link to the membership. That is a monthly plan that I have now available for you that will help you with business and tech. Basically, you got questions, I got answers, and we now have our own private social network. Yes! I'm so excited about it, and those of you in the group, you already know, it's crazy, right? It's super awesome. But I just have to thank you guys, not only for being in that membership, but also for sharing that out to people. I've seen so many people go and share my posts with their friends and their family members and their coworkers. It's blowing me away, you guys. I mean, just the fact that you shared that out means so much. So I've been overwhelmed in a good way with all of that stuff. It's been awesome if you couldn't tell by the face, right? So thank you. I appreciate all the support, and it's only the beginning. So I'm really excited for that. Even if you don't end up coming into the membership, check out the page. Give me feedback. See what you think about it. You know, it's room. There's always room for opportunities, right? Room for improvement. So think about that. There's that information, and then we are going to talk about some random news today first, and then we'll jump into today's content because, you know, that way you guys get a little bit of everything, and you also have time to share, bring a friend, and connect with each other in the comments. For that. Yes, caught me live, finally, woohoo! And then let's see what else. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah, You guys, by the way, for those who are new, let me just say this about websites because, well, first off, how many of you guys have a website? Tell me in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you have a website that is live? And if you don't have one live, but you have one that you're building, you can say that as well. That's fine. Just let me know if it's not live yet. The reason I ask is because, one, that's going to be around today's topic. We're going to talk about the About page. But two, I also want to know how many of you guys have your website and how long have you been to websites? Nice. Okay. How long have you been stressing out about them? I mean, let me back up because every day we stress out about websites, right? I don't know about you, but I do, especially because I have some big websites that need to be very careful with. I need to be very careful with them. I'm very cautious. For those of you who don't know, I have my other business, which is called Stupid Easy, and that's actually an online course marketplace for you. So if you have online courses, you're going to want to check that out. But that site, I'm very, very protective of. I'm like, wait, what are we doing? We got to make sure that all updates are good, that we're very slow about things. Like I don't want anything breaking and all of that, right? Even as a techie, that's still me. That's what we do. Paul is on it. Yes. She is. She's got two. It's on life support. Nice. Look at that. Emoji raising the hands. Yes. Awesome. Perfect. You guys are great. And those who are tuning in just audio, because I get a lot of people that will just listen, we're just popping on comments onto the screen. That's the cool thing. If you show up live, I'm able to put your comments on the screen, which is great. Integration kills me. I hear ya. When it comes to websites, you guys, we won't go too far into it, but when it comes to websites, I want you to remember that it's always a work in progress. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to finish the page. You're never going to finish the site. Let me just, I hate to break your dreams, but that's legit. That's what's going to happen. So if you tell yourself and you remind yourself that that is the case, that it's never going to be perfect, that kind of brings you down a little bit, right? In a good way, meaning it takes the weight off your shoulders just a little bit because now you can breathe a little bit and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Because I thought I had to have like everything to the T, like everything perfect, right? Constantly update my sites. Exactly. You want to constantly update with caution, but update is good because then that way it stays up to date. So when it comes to your websites, just know that it's never done. There's always going to be work to do. But the important part is that you start, right? And we talked about this in yesterday's episode a little bit of even if you want to have your website with multiple pages, your home page, your about page, your services page, your blog, your contact page, your top 5 best things to do in the world page, whatever. That's great to have all those pages, but are you letting that be the thing that holds you back from launching your site? Are you letting that be the thing that holds you back from telling people about your website because it's live, but you're still not sharing it? Because if that's the case, I want you to make note right now. Pause what you're doing and make note that you need to put those on the back burner, put those things in draft mode if you have to, and publish whatever is done. You need a single piece of page content that tells who you are and how to get a hold of you. That's all I need. That's all I need. As somebody coming to your website, that's all I need. Now, of course, we're going to talk about the About page, which is going to help you because I also want to know about you. But I don't want you to be distracted and overwhelmed with the fact that you have to have all of these pages and that you don't know what content to put on there. You don't know how to structure it. It's overwhelming. It's a lot of work. I know that. I get it. And that's why I'm here to tell you, don't let that hold you back. If you have a website or you're planning on having it, get the bare basics out there and put it out there. It doesn't have to be the fanciest thing on the block. It doesn't have to have all the bells and whistles. It just has to be functional. And I need to be able to get in contact with you. And if you're selling something, I need to be able to give you money, right? That's the big thing. Some of you guys will know, some of you who are in the Hey Ed membership, you know that right now with the private network that I just set up, it's not like super all decked out in design, right? It is bare bones, but it works. And it's super cool. And that's all that matters. So it doesn't even matter about the aesthetics. Like the design, whatever, I don't care. Like that will come later. You know, you can do all these little things later. As long as the functionality is there and your process is there with that system in place, then you're good to go. So just keep that in mind. Let me just catch up on the comments real quick. Let's say, Whitney, homework. Let's get that thing live. Let's get that thing. You knew that was what I was going to say. Yep. Promise tonight. Did you guys see that? If you didn't see it, can you hear that? Whitney is showing up. She's delivering and she's engaging all right here, right now. And she just made a promise. I love it. And here's the best part. Here is the best part. You can do it. See, you guys are awesome. You can do it. Paula says, as a graphic designer, it took me forever to release my site because they weren't exactly perfect. I know, and we have to let it go. We have to let it go, right? You just have to do it. And so, remind me if I forget. We're going to have something around websites for you guys. I'm just going to say that for a second. But before I get to that, back to what I was saying about my site. If you go and see my site later, please do not compare too much my website to what you're working on. Why? Because what you see right now has been over 3 years in the making. I'm just going to say it, 3 years in the making. My site has gone through so many design changes because I when you first start out, you want to throw everything out there. Then you kind of dial it back. Then you're like, well, let me add this, but let me pull back a little bit. But I like this structure, but I'm not feeling this right now. Like you just do that over time. And it's okay to have those updates over time. Now it's finally gotten to a place though, where it feels comfortable not only for me, but for you as the visitor. It's quick and easy to get to things. There's pretty much just enough info to get you what you need without being too overwhelming, right? And you can see that. And of course, provide any feedback to me as well. But because I know a lot of you are going to go look at the website and be like, this is like nothing. I can't launch mine when I can't even get to this. No. We're going to compare, so I can't tell you not to compare because that's just human nature. But what I want you to do is to make sure you are not comparing too much because it takes time. It takes a lot of work and it's a lot of energy and it's a lot of mind games. You're constantly thinking through things. You're listening to your audience and going through there. So please keep that in mind. Now, I am going to go ahead and share real quick random news, and then we're going to invite our guest on to the show. Fingers crossed we have no tech issues. But before we get there, this is something that I'm just gonna put it out there because this is crazy, and we talked about this. We talk about this a lot in terms of business, setting the right expectations. Also, we kind of talked about, kind of the little scandal stuff that Snapchat did last week with the whole Rihanna and Chris Brown thing. Not a good look at all. Well, there's another one in the news. It's even worse. Well, I don't know if you can, I guess you can consider it worse. I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm sure a lot of you on Facebook have been seeing this go around. So, Facebook is in some hot water right now. I mean, it's just hot. Yeah, Erica, right? You're going to send it to me, but what happened? It's okay. I got it. I got it from somebody, but I got it. So Facebook, their stock nearly fell Facebook's market evaluation fell by roughly, are you guys ready for this? I hope you're holding on to something. $40 billion on Monday, following all of this scandal that's going on about them being having their user profiles harvested, like the information harvested through a Trump-linked company, Cambridge Analytica. It's bad. I mean, it's bad. It's 40 billion, Jess. Stock is falling. Yeah, which I know some of you guys are like, I'm about to check that stock to see how much it is because maybe this is a good time to buy. Trust me, I already checked. It's at 166, I think, still. So when you look at it, it's I think you can still wait to see if it goes lower. I'm not a stock person, by the way, but I have this handy app. Are you ready? Here's a quick one. I have this handy app called Robinhood that it allows you to it allows you to work with the stock market, but not have to be like stock techie, if that makes any sense, if that's even the right thing. But I'm not a stock guy. It's kind of like foreign stuff to me, but the Robinhood app, it kind of breaks it down, makes it simple. So anyway, I already looked over there. It's about 166. And then when you look at the history, it's kind of like, it's not like a good deal yet. We'll see what happens. But $40 billion, their stock fell. Now, I can't remember this doesn't have it on this report, but I can't remember if those other reports out there are saying how much the our data was sold for. I don't know if that's out there yet or not, but that would be interesting to see how much our data is worth. Yeah. So anyway, that was random news, right? Crazy. Now, we are going to jump into today's content, which is going to be about your About page. How many of you guys have an About page? Let me know, even if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments, do you have an About page? And maybe what you're struggling with. How about we try that while we phone our guest? So, do you have an About page, and what has been a struggle for you on there? Hey guys, 40 billion. I know, 40 billion. I'm like, did the whole company just crash? Because we're still live, so we're good. Okay, so let me go ahead and call our guest, and we will get them on the screen. Fingers crossed. Love the music. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Oh, our tech worked! Yes! Hello. Can you hear us? Hopefully. Can you hear us?
Hello! Yay, it works! Awesome! How are you guys?
Great! I'm so glad that
you hear me?
Yes, I'm so glad that it worked.
Yes.
There might be a slight delay, so it might have to catch up for those watching, but I am so excited. I'm so excited. Can you hear us now? Let's see.
I am so excited too. Awesome. And I see that a lot of you have About Me pages and need help with updates.
Yes.
Yes, I hear you.
Awesome. Cool. Excellent. So go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience so that way people know who you are and what you do.
Wonderful, of course. So, hello everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Marina Lotaif, and I'm the founder of Yes to Tech. It's my mission to empower non-techie online entrepreneurs like you to maximize your online presence. So, in other words, I help you design your own unique brand, create your very first DIY website from scratch, and drive explosive amounts of traffic to it with online marketing tactics like social media marketing, email marketing, and blogging. And the best thing is that everything that I do is using affordable, easy to use tools, even if you're not tech savvy at all. So you can do it all yourself without wasting your precious time or money on hiring a professional. So basically, think of me as your fairy godmother of tech, where I take you by the hand and explain things step by step by step So you're never stressed or overwhelmed by the tech stuff. I saw Mindy earlier was overwhelmed by the tech stuff. No, 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 no. I'll take you by the hand and show you everything that you need to run your online business. And that's it about me.
That's awesome. And you guys, the way we actually connected was through a Facebook group where I had saw in one of the promotions, there was a promo day, and she had posted her article, which we're going to get into here, about the About page. And I read it and I was like, yes, this is cool. Do you want to be on the show? Like that's just how it works, you guys. Like if you guys want to step up, awesome. But I'm also going to come after you and I'm going to find your content and I'm going to ask you to come on the show because
thank you.
It's important, right? To be able to get out there in front of a new audience and being able to share what you know because that's what it's all about. So perfect. Okay, so let's dive in. Why the About page? Like what before we get into like the anatomy of it, like why the About page? What's so important about that?
Totally. So basically, the About Me page is where your site's visitors will go to get a taste of the face behind the business. That's you guys. So just think about it. When you think about a brand like Tesla, Elon Musk immediately comes to mind. And the same goes for other brands like Chanel and Karl Lagerfeld, Bill Gates and Microsoft, and O Magazine and Oprah Winfrey. They all go hand in hand, whether they like it or not. And when we're talking about online business owners and bloggers, that is us, mere mortals over here, the About Me page is even more important because we're not world-renowned celebrities. And even if we don't state who we are, no one will know or care about us.
Right.
And our site's visitors need to know about us. They need to know who's the face behind the business. And logically speaking, the About Me page is where we get to do that. So in our About Me pages, we have the chance to tell our story and how we got to where we are today. So this way, our target audience reads our About Me page and they get to imagine their story, their own journey in our own story and see if we're the right guides to help them achieve their goals. And that's the main reason why your About Me page needs to be well crafted and showcase who you are, both professionally and personally, since it's one of the main deciding factors as to whether those visitors will resonate with you or not, and thus decide to stick around on your site to check out your blog, your resources, your services, or close their eyes, close the tab, and flee to someone else. And just to make things clear, and so that we're all on the right page, you guys, let's just cover a really quick example.
Yeah.
So I previously mentioned that I'm an online entrepreneur and that I empower other non-techie online entrepreneurs to maximize their online presence using affordable, easy-to-use tools. So if you imagine you're reading my About Me page and you're thinking, yes, I'm non-techie. Yes, I want to run an online business. Yes, I don't want to spend a lot of money. Yes, I want something that's easy to follow. And maybe even, yes, I want to do it all myself. You'll think to yourself, awesome, Marina is the perfect guide for me. Now, if in my About Me page I had told a completely different story and said something like, I help you create your client's website using advanced code to make it 100% you, and you were looking for someone with the characteristics I had mentioned earlier, you'll not resonate with me and instead look for another guide to guide you on your journey. And that's why what you add to your About Me page is so important. So depending on the terms that you use and the story that you tell, your visitors will either connect with you or not.
Yeah.
And if what I just said resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Let me know with this plus and the thumbs up signal. Just totally blanked out on what this means.
Yeah.
Just give me a little face or anything if this resonates with you.
Yeah, and that's so important, you guys, when we talk about the About page, because I think what happens a lot of the time is that we are going through and we're creating our website and we hear the word about, and then we automatically think, okay, we have to talk about ourselves and write this, I do XYZ and I went to XYZ and I studied XYZ. Like, we're so focused on the I statement, right? Paul is feeling this, good. We're so focused on that whole it's all about me thing because, I mean, that's no one else told us not to, right? It says about, and
totally, yes,
our website, so we kind of have to do that. But that's where you come into play, and that's where this episode comes into play, because it's actually not really about you in that sense, right? We're not saying I do this, I go here, I went there, it's not about me, right? We're going to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump in. Go ahead and lead us into the About page and kind of what we should be thinking about now.
Yes, of course, Ed. So basically, when you're structuring and writing your About Me page, there are 4 main things that you should think about. So the first one is actually literally what Ed just said. You need to remember that even though you're writing an About Me page, it's actually all about them. It's all about what your target audience wants and needs. So you need to mention who you are and what you do in relation to how you're going to help your visitors. What can they expect to learn from you? What can you help and who can you not help? What do you believe in? So basically, you should be answering to your site's visitors, what's in it for me? So as we had said earlier, have them imagine their story in yours. And that story doesn't have to be long. So my story, for instance, is create a DIY website from scratch, even if you're not tech savvy. So let me know in the comments, you guys, what is your mini story that you can add to your About Me page?
Yeah.
And number 2, so it's to connect your About Me page to a call to action. So many people forget about this point, but even on your About Me page, you can connect those one-time visitors who connected with you into long-term fans. And that's why it's imperative for you to add a call to action at the end, or even multiple times throughout it if you're writing a long one to your About Me page. So this will give them the opportunity to get more resources from you and to join your tribe, or even to buy from you or request one of your services. And it's basically the logical next step that Shay should take to learn more about you. Now, if you guys go to Ed's About Me page, which when we were talking last week, he said he had recently revamped it, you will see there that in 2 sections, in 2 parts of his About Me page, there is a button that says Work with Ed. So as you're going through his About Me page and you're reading it, you're like, wow, he's super cool. I really like him. Like, I want to work with him. I want to learn more about him. You'll go ahead and click that Work with Ed button. Let me just catch up here in the comments. Yes, CJ call to action. Yes. Awesome, you guys. So let's go into number 3. And you need to let your personality shine.
Yes.
So if you're formal, be formal. If you're playful, Be playful. So although your About Me page should be directed at your target visitors, it should also have your personality infused in it. So even if they have never met you in real life, they should feel as if they had met you just by reading about you online. So think about your tone of voice, the words and phrases that you use, and include those throughout. So a great tip for you to do is to grab out your phone and go to this voice memos app over here. I don't know if you guys can see, and record yourself when you're writing your About Me page. And then you'll see the terms that you use, the phrases that you talk about. And that's when you'll see like, wow, I use a lot of emojis in my text, or I say a lot of hey guys, and you can add those to your About Me page. And the same goes for the photo that you include. So pay attention to the way you dress and the expression in your photo. Are you smiling? Are you serious? All of these matters, since they should be thought out to attract your ideal audience. Yeah. And someone who does an amazing job at this, let me know in the comments if you know her, is Allison Marshall from Wonderlass. Oh. Do you guys know Allison Marshall from Wonderlass?
I don't think that name, I have to see.
Let me know in the comments, okay, you guys? So if you do know her and you get on her website, you'll see that not only her website, but her About Me page is infused. Oh, wait, sorry, Ed said something. I think we have a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, no worries. There's a little bit of a delay.
Ed?
Yep, hang on.
Oh.
There you go. And let me just see.
Do you know Allison Marshall or?
I don't. And then let me just see, you guys. Hang on. All right.
Awesome. Well, let me just.
Let me see. I'm gonna go pause for a second, guys, and I'm just gonna send her a message to see. Real quick to see if we can fix the delay just a little bit. See, this is what happens when we're live. How many of you guys, while we're doing that, how many of you guys though are making sure to think about your About page, right? We kind of talked about a little bit about this stuff to the other day. To talk about where you want to start putting yourself in the game and making sure that you're having your personality in there. And so that's where you want to make sure. Is that any better?
Yes, this is better.
Perfect. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Yep, there we go. Okay, cool. See, you guys, we're all techies around here. We can make things happen. I love it. So, yeah, and I love that you bring that up because we talked about... real quick, you talked about voice memo app, which is great because the other day on our show, we actually talked about how just recording yourself, even if you just do the video on your phone, not live,
yes,
but you just go on your phone and do a video of yourself just to get comfortable and to really share who you are and then watch it because then you realize what you're about and what you're saying. So it perfectly ties into what you just talked about.
Oh, absolutely. Do you want me to add Allison Marshall's email or site to the comments so people can see who she is?
Yeah, if you have the
let me
link,
do this here on
great.
the screen. Awesome.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I can't recognize the name just by itself. So if you do, let us know. But that would be great because it's new to me, I think. we go through so many things, and it's like I just have to be able to see it. And you guys don't be shy, especially if you're watching the replay, because I know a lot of you will watch this tonight or even this weekend. We actually have a lot of people who watch it over the weekend. And always make sure to share your tips too. And like, what's important that I want you to take away from here is what's one thing, and you don't have to answer now, but what's one thing that you can implement that you got out of this video, this episode? What's one thing that you can implement? And then once you do, share that with us. Tag us on Facebook. Let us know in the comments. Bookmark this, whatever. Whitney, no, I don't know her, but just looked her up, her about page. Nice. So, see,
Yes, because it's totally infused with her personality if you look at it. It's the best way that I can think of describing her About Me page or her whole website is that you're entering a land of unicorns. So if you resonate with that, if you're part of her ideal audience, you will just get there and be like, wow, she totally gets me. But if you're not a part of her ideal audience, you'll be like, what is this? And close the screen and look for someone else to guide you on your journey. And that's the best part because she doesn't want to attract every single person out there,
Smart.
but a specific group, a specific niche that is her target audience.
That's what's key, right? A lot of us, we talk about this too, is a lot of us, especially when we start out, we try to reach for everybody because we want all of you guys. We want to be able to serve and deliver to everyone. But the problem with that is that it's not realistic, and we confuse you, the target market, the audience, and then nobody gets to go home with anything. So that's why we have to constantly niche down and fine tune things and be us, like just be us, you know?
Yes, exactly. No, totally. Yeah. And actually there's one last step to your About Me page, and that would be to structure it for success. So as we had talked about earlier, you don't want to attract everyone in the world, but you should attract your target audience and help them solve a specific problem that they think is very difficult to accomplish by themselves. So unless they love online business and they read about online business as a hobby, they will be going to your website to solve a specific problem. So when they're reading about you, they should be captured by a hook. Know if what you do is actually directed at them. Know what they can expect from you. So what are you trying to do? What do you do? What's your job, in other words? Understand why you are qualified, so why should you be their guide and not someone else? And above all, learn more about your story.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part. I don't know if we can do this, Ed. Is there any way that I can share my screen so I can show them my website so we can break my About Me section out?
Let me see. I should be able to go on mine because I don't know if Skype will let you share it because it will be in split screen there. But let me. Is it just the Yes to Tech?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let me go there. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, you guys. So we're going to go off screen and we're going to see, boom. It's going to load, hopefully. Did I put it right? Yes to Tech. Yes. I just got to refresh because it's probably taking forever with... Did I spell that right? Yes to tech.com?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay. It could be my site, so let me see if I can get it over. I'm going to flip us back over here, and I'm going to see if I can get this to pop up on my other. There we go. It's just taking a second. So you guys, when you go live, just so you know, when you're doing a setup like this, it can take a lot of strain on your computer, and so it takes, and the bandwidth, which is, for lack of better term, the internet, the Wi-Fi. So you have to make sure that you're patient, and you just let people know. And it will just take a little bit longer because your computer's trying to do so many other things. So we are on your homepage. Where would you like us to go?
So scroll all the way down until there is a section that talks about me.
Yes.
So you guys see what I will be talking about isn't rocket science. So you think about creating an About Me page, and it doesn't have to be this long, complicated thing. It's actually can be really, really simple. So as you can see, I only have 2 paragraphs that talk about me. I also have like a whole blog post that talks about my journey, but basically that is all I have about me. And as you can see there, let me just read it out to you so you have an idea, and then we break it down step by step. So what I've written over here is, my name is Marina Lotaif, and I'm the founder of Yes to Tech. I empower online entrepreneurs, bloggers, and small business owners like you to maximize your online presence even if you're not tech savvy. This website, I created from scratch without technical knowledge or hiring a professional. I want to help you do the same without stress or overwhelm. Get your dream website out of your head by taking my free 5-day email course and learn the first steps you need to take to get your site online in a way that makes sense for a total beginner.
Nice.
Okay, so it's two paragraphs. It's not long at all. So let's analyze it and break it down so that it makes more sense to you guys. So it says who I am.
Yep.
So I'm the founder of Yes to Tech, i.e. an entrepreneur and online business owner. It also shares a little bit of my story. So I created my company's website from scratch without technical knowledge or hiring a professional. It tells my visitors what I do and how I can help them. So I empower online entrepreneurs, bloggers, and small business owners. That's my target audience, you guys, right over there, to maximize their online presence, even if they're not tech savvy. So remember, as I had talked before, if they're looking for someone who talks about code or something really, really technical, they're not going to resonate with me. It also includes an emotional appeal. So get your dream website out of your head. So maybe, as we had talked about earlier, you're struggling to get it online. You're struggling to hit that publish button. And I don't want you to struggle anymore. I want you to get that dream website out of your head. It also indirectly mentions why they should connect with me instead of with someone else. So I'm just like them. I.e., my background is in business, not in computer science, and I didn't have prior web design or coding knowledge, but still managed to create a website from scratch. And lastly, as we talked about earlier, as one of the pillars of creating an About Me page, it provides the logical next step, which is to enroll in my free 5-day email course and learn the first steps they need to take to get their site online. And from there, they can click that yellow button and be redirected to the free course. So it's not rocket science at all. It's just follow these 6 elements step by step and you can create a perfect About Me page for your website.
And I love that, you guys. I'm going to jump in, and we're back on the screen now. So what I love about that is the fact that it is broken down. You guys, this is where I love to just simplify, right? It's broken down into 2 short paragraphs. It's not a whole page. It's not a huge chunk of text. It's literally short and sweet. Here you go. Bye. Like, you could easily take this and use this for a bio on your social media profiles.
Mm-hmm.
If you become a guest blogger, most of the time people are going to ask, do you have a bio? Yes, let me copy and paste that for you because it's right here. You don't have to send them this whole about page that's like 5 pages long if you really put it on a Word doc, right? Because here's the thing, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody cares. When it's that long, nobody cares. Even if it's a full page, nobody cares. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. And I don't want you wasting time. I don't want you wasting your energy because you're going to be stressed out about the about page not sounding right. Like, no, just short, sweet, and to the point. So Whitney says, so I don't need a full separate page. Light bulb moment. Yeah, Whitney, you don't. You really don't. I mean, I will say that it is nice to have, depending on where you're at in your site. Let me back up for a second. Depending on where you're at with your website development, you guys, having an about page by itself is good because that is one of the top hits. That's where most people go. So when you do have an About Me page all by itself, we're not even talking about what's on it yet, but well, we did, but you know what I'm saying. Like, if you're building your website, depending on where you're at in that process, you do eventually want to have a page that says about, because that is pretty much the number one page on your site that gets hit. Hence why we're talking about having your call to action button. Now, with that being said, again, going back to what we talked about earlier, if you are being held back because you don't know what to put on all these pages, you don't want to have all these empty pages sitting around, then don't worry about it. Get a homepage that has a little section like this to start and go from there, right?
Absolutely. And as I had mentioned earlier, although I have a small About Me section on my homepage, if you are interested in learning more about my story, there's a whole blog post that talks about step by step how I got to where I am today, why I decided to start an online business, and all of that sort of thing. And then if I would like in the future, I could transform that or an abbreviated part of that into a separate About page.
Yes.
So it all depends on your desires and what you're looking for and what you're looking to get out of your own website.
It's so true. And I will also mention, you guys, here's another big tip that we just mentioned, is having it as a blog post. So we talk about repurposing a lot. We talk about, things that you can do in your business. Let me break this out for you. You can start small by having something just like we showed you here on the homepage, just a small about section that's maybe 2 paragraphs, and I'm not talking like 50 sentences long. I'm talking about 2 or 3, 4 sentences, and then move on. You start with that. Then you can go into a blog post if you want, and or your actual about page. Whichever one comes next, you can then repurpose and expand more, because the whole point of the about is to get that hook, right? When I become interested in you, I start asking you questions. I want to find out more about you. Not necessarily at the beginning though, right? It's just like dating,
Yes, exactly.
You catch my eye, awesome. Okay, I see you. I see you. I'm going to play a little hard to get, you're playing a little hard to get. Like there's that thing going on there. But then we start to meet in the middle and get to know each other a little bit, right? We might have some coffee and be like, okay, I got a 15-minute break. Like, let's grab some coffee. We talk in line. Okay, maybe we'll catch lunch next time. So think of it.
Perfect example.
Right, right. and so think of it that way and start small, just like Whitney said, light bulb moment for her. Now she can start small. She doesn't have to feel overwhelmed with the whole page. And then from there, if you're going to create a blog post like you have, what I love about that idea, and I've actually done this in the past, it's an old blog post that needs to be updated, but what I love about that is, do you guys realize when you create a blog post, it's more shareable?
Yes.
And if you're in Facebook groups, like most of us are, guess what? They have blog post promo days. Not web page promo days necessarily, but blog post. So if your about is in a blog post, ding, 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 now you can share it. See where I'm going here? See where I'm helping you out here?
That's an excellent tip. Yeah.
And so that's what I want you guys to think about and realize that it's all baby steps. Remember, you just need one thing that you're going to implement. It looks like, for Whitney, it's boom, I'm going to get a short paragraph, maybe 2, and just work with that for right now and then move on. Because
yes, and Whitney's getting her site online tonight.
Yes.
So let's do this, Whitney.
Yeah, and so that's what I want you guys to think about is just how can you structure things? How can you break it down and just work one step at a time? Because what we all do, I'm talking to myself too, is we see the whole thing and we're like, oh my goodness, we have to do X, Y, Z, this and that, and this goes here and that goes there. And we get stressed out and then we end up not doing much. But when we start breaking it down, like this, being able to take the about page and break it down to a paragraph or 2 and then working from there out, like that takes a huge weight off our shoulders, right? Anybody?
Exactly. Yes.
Even if you're watching the replay, let us know if that takes a weight off your shoulders. But that's huge. And that's why I wanted you to be able to come on the show and share that with us, because it's so nice to hear from other people from their side and letting us know what what your talents are, what your business is, and being able to share your expertise and being able to break things down, because we all can say the same exact thing, you guys, but it's the way we say it and the passion that we have behind it that changes it for us, and hearing it over and over too, right?
That's very true. I heard somewhere that you need to hear something about 7 times for it to finally get into your head. Yep. So sometimes Ed says it, sometimes I say it, sometimes you'll hear someone else say it, and then you just hear it over and over again, and then it'll finally be stuck in your brain.
Yep. It's so true. And that's the same with when you guys are promoting things. And here's the thing, you guys didn't remind me, but I remembered, because we're getting close on time. But I want you guys to go ahead and take this opportunity. Even if you're watching the replay, this will still be okay. But I want you guys to take the opportunity, and when you feel comfortable, you don't have to do it right now, but when you feel comfortable, I want you to share a link to your website in the comments. But there's a catch. You can't just drop a link. You need to have a sentence or 2, maybe 3 if you want, that kind of talks about you. It doesn't have to be your about page. It doesn't have to be your about section, but give me a little something. And when I say me, I mean the audience, because there's going to be people who are going to see this that are not just me. Give people just a little hook of what you do, what you provide, what that website's going to be. Again, nothing crazy, just a little taste of what I can find if I were to click on that. So at any point in time, that is okay. You can go ahead and do that. Don't leave us right now, though. So before I let you go, Marina, any last words of advice? And I'll make sure. Well, you did put your link in the comments, so that's good. Any other last?
Actually, I put a Wonderlass's link over there.
Oh yeah.
But I have something that's very special for you guys if you're planning on creating an About Me page. It's called the Perfect About Me Page Worksheet that literally guides you through how to write an About Me page step by step. So just like I broke down how you can write an About Me page, how I talked about my own About Me page, you'll have those guiding questions so you can literally just fill in the blanks and write your own without stress or overwhelm. So after we're done over here, I'll add the link to that in the comments if you're interested.
Yeah.
And actually, yes, Ed, my final remarks are basically just do it. Yes. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like excellent in every little tiny minuscule detail all sorted out, but just get it out there. Get your site, get your About Me page in front of as many eyeballs as you possibly can. Yep. And pay attention to the details later. There's always later.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us and being a guest on here. And you guys stick with us. We have a few minutes left, but I'm going to go ahead and let Marina go. And we appreciate your time and hanging out with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on today. It was wonderful being with all of you live today. And I'll hopefully see you guys next time.
Yes. Take care.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right, guys. How cool is that? That's what I'm talking about. And I didn't even know you guys are getting hooked up like that. I was like, say what? Are you kidding me? Like, this is crazy. So now you don't have any excuses for that. Like that's pretty awesome. But that's what I want you to think about. What's the one thing you spent most of your time here, for an hour pretty much? What's the one thing that you can take away and that you can implement? Some of you might have already implemented it. Share in the comments what you did, if you had any struggles with that. The key here is to at least do something, right? Is just to get it out there. Some of you guys have already said that you're going to do it, like Whitney. Looks like Vicky is already jumping in there, which is great. This is awesome. Yes, Paula, this is great. You guys, that's, and it's important to understand too, when you get these opportunities to become a guest. It doesn't matter if it's on my show, if it's a guest blog post or a guest up on a podcast. You want to make sure that you can provide your knowledge and that you have examples, right? We were able to see Marina's website and we were able to break it down. So it wasn't just a straight promotion, right? Like, do you understand? Like that, it wasn't just hey, I'm going to come onto the show and I'm just going to sell my services. No, it was, here is an example, a real life example. This is what I had to do to go through XYZ. This is how we're going to really break it down so that you understand every line pretty much of what the value is for that line. And now I'm definitely going to have to go look at my About page, even though it's improved. I still need to look at it now that I've heard all of this so that I can go through and say, okay, are there any tweaks that I can make for that, and being able to go from there. But you just really want to think about that. Mickey's getting Vicky. I love it in the comments. You guys are awesome. Erica, yes, I help. Oh, look at that. Short and sweet. Erica, I help busy adults reduce everyday stress. Boom. Now my question, right? Now I'm curious because when I see that in the comments, I'm going to say, oh, Erica, well, it says author. There's her website and she says, I help busy adults reduce everyday stress. Now I'm intrigued. Now I want to find out more. So what would I do? I'm going to click the link, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get that curiosity marketing and being able to get somebody to take action. And that action for this step specifically is to click, right? So understand that's what you want to do. So well done, Erica. That was a good example. Now Mickey's like, oh, yeah, we all got some competition there. But that's what you guys need to do. And that's the awesome part about being able to have that. Yes, look at that. See, you already intrigued her. I love it. And she wants to hear more about you. And that's the part that I want you to understand. And that's also why I mentioned that when you start doing this about page, and we can say about section if it's just a paragraph or whatever, take this and run with it and I don't mean like go on and on and on forever in terms of writing. What I mean by that is go through and repurpose that for other areas. Like I said, your about section on your social media profiles, on any guest blogging. Chances are if you've never guest blogged, you're going to be asked for a bio and a photo. And of course, the copy that you're providing. If you're going to be on a podcast episode, you're going to be asked for a photo and a bio. If you're going to be on a show like this, your chances are you're going to be asked for a photo. But for this show, I actually don't have like a graphic and stuff because it's just me and I'm just not doing that. But you'll notice that if you see Marina's Yes to Tech, she actually created an awesome graphic. It's over on my Instagram as well, where she shared this out with her audience and had shown our photos and then tagged each other on there, which is awesome. So you see how it works and how the connections work? That's what I want you to think about and understand that you don't have to wait for people to come to you. You can approach them just like I did with Marina. It's just being aware. So if you're looking for people to share what they know with your audience, you have to reach out. I mean, that's you just got to ask and listen. Remember, ask and listen. So that's really what it's about. But listening to the show might needs some reworking. Yeah, I hear you, Vicky. Like I said, I just finished mine and now I'm going to have to go back and look. It's all about fine tuning, but as long as you have started and you have it up there, that's all that matters. And then from there, you can just fine tune and go through that. So keep that in mind and let me know what you think, how it all goes for you. And I'll be looking in the comments for all of the updates. So keep us posted. Okay, guys? I hope that you have a fantastic day. Be here tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do something crazy. Fingers crossed the tech works with us. A few of you guys are coming up out of the audience and we're going to have a great show tomorrow. So we'll see you here, same time, same place at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And until then, I'll leave you with this. Take care.